Hi, I'm David Tomov-Strock of the Food and Wine Experiential programs here at Boston University, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit today about how to make a great holiday eggnog. We're going to start out with 6 egg yolks, and I'm just going to whisk these up until they're a nice pale yellow, and it should take only about a minute or two to do that. You want to make sure that you're getting a good amount of air in there. And so now I can see they're a nice pale yellow. When I lift it up with my whisk, they're very creamy, and so now I know that it's ready for me to start adding my other ingredients. The sugar I want to add just a little bit at a time because I want to make sure that the sugar gets totally dissolved within the egg yolks. And the reason that we're doing this just a little bit at a time is because when you add all the sugar at once, what you can end up with is just these sort of grainy clusters in there that can be really hard to break up with the whisk. The next ingredient that I'm going to add is just a little bit of heavy cream, and the heavy cream is going to add obviously a little bit more creaminess to the eggnog. We do want to whip this a little bit longer than the following ingredients just because we do want to try and get a little bit of that air into it. Now we can go ahead and add our whole milk. Now we're really starting to get the body of the eggnog, and it's really turning into a true eggnog. At this point, you could actually leave it as is, maybe just add a touch more milk and a little bit less sugar, and you could have a nice virgin eggnog that you could serve to the kids. But we're going to keep going with this, and we're going to add a little bit of alcohol to it. So my favorite thing to add to eggnog is rye whiskey, which is the bulk of the alcohol in here. And that's going to add a really great flavor to it. Next, I'm going to add just a little bit of cognac, and then we'll add some Grand Marnier. So now that our eggnog base is pretty much all mixed together, what we're going to add now are our whipped toppings. So we're going to start out with a bit of heavy cream, mix that right into our egg whites, which have already been whipped up to stiff peaks. So once you have your whipped cream and your egg whites all mixed together, you can either serve the eggnog just like this and put the whipped topping right on top of it into each individual glass. Or what I like to do is I like to mix them all together, and that way when you get a ladle full of your eggnog, you'll get a little bit of the whipped topping, a little bit of the actual eggnog, and the flavors will have all melded together really nicely. And we're just going to pull it straight up so that we get a little bit of everything and pour it right into our glass, and that way you get a good balance of both the whipped topping and also the eggnog. So now that we've added a little bit of nutmeg to the eggnog, we've added our finishing touch. I think we've got a great holiday eggnog for us all to enjoy at our next holiday party. So much better than what you can find at the supermarkets. It's such a great holiday treat, and I hope you enjoy it.